Welcome back, everyone, to the Washed Capitals GM mode, and we are here to continue the Year 2 regular season. It's not going so well right now. We're 15, 16, and 1, but I have made a couple trades to, hopefully improve this team as the year goes on. Nothing major, more third and fourth line business, but I didn't want to make the big changes like some people were saying. Some people were saying to get top six forwards, but I think we can wait on that because we have some players in development. And if we don't make the playoffs, with these trades not working out, we can always, get a good draft pick there, right? So it's not the biggest deal in the world if we are unable to make the playoffs and because these trades don't work out, right? We still can get a good draft pick. So hopefully this does boost us in the playoffs, though, because we are the defending Stanley Cup champions, so that is definitely what we want. That is definitely where we want to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We want a chance to defend that title, right? So first off, one thing you're going to notice, on the third line, we now have Brandon Sutter from the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's an 84 overall, 26 years old. He's got a pretty good contract because it's 1 year left on it, and this is this season. That's the 1 year. And, he's got a good discipline, got decent offensive awareness, really good defensive category, pretty good physical player. He's decent all around, which is good. What we need for that fourth line, he's young, we have a chance to re-sign him for the price we want. So, I think he's a good little addition here on our third line. And we traded, we got a steal for Brandon Sutter, honestly. We traded the Winnipeg Jets second-round pick that we acquired in the Kevin Kline deal. We traded that second-round pick and Jason Chimera for Brandon Sutter. So that was a really good steal, I think. Definitely a 36-year-old player and a second-round pick that we acquired in a previous trade for a really good third liner. It's pretty good. So a lot of people are saying trade Brooks Laich. I had a lot of debate when it came to Brooks Laich, mainly because he's got 2 years left, so that's not very good at $4.285 million for us. That's really bad. So we'll let him finish off this year, and I'll probably just trade him away to free up cap space, something like he's only worth like a fourth-round pick or something. So he'll play on the fourth line just to even it out since he is better than Chimera down there. And I moved down Johansson and moved up Burakovsky. I'm giving Burakovsky this chance to play in this top six unit, and I really hope he's able to come through with it, right? So the next change I made was on defense. A lot of people are saying get rid of Orlov, so I did. I acquired Michael Stone from the Arizona Coyotes, so we traded Dmitry Orlov and a fifth-round pick in this year's draft for Michael Stone. Much better defensive category, really good senses. Very similar player to Kevin Kline, except the fact that his contract is a lot better. It's not like almost $3 million. It's only $1.15 million. So, and he's two-way defender as well, so he's kind of got the best of both worlds. So I thought he was pretty good just to acquire from now. We'll see what we can do if anyone jumps up that's a defensive defenseman in the system or if there's any free agents. But right now, I'd be looking to re-sign this guy because I think he's pretty good. He's still got that potential. Pretty similar to Orlov, except Orlov was 4-star, so pretty similar, right? Plus, he was an offensive defenseman. You guys didn't like the offensive defenseman on the fourth, or not the fourth line, the third defensive line. You guys didn't like that. So those were the two trades I made. A lot of changes were made on the power play, of course, because it was shit, like really, really, really bad. A lot of changes on the penalty kill were made because it was really, really, really bad. A lot of 5-on-5 changes and shit like that. So yeah. Those are the two trades I made, the Sutter trade and the Stone trade. So we're just going to let the season, take us wherever it wants to be, right? If we're in the playoffs, that's great. We have a chance to defend the title. That's where I'd like to be. If we don't make it, whatever, right? You got to move on. And we'll get a decent draft pick there, too. So anyway, I kind of, just for this little bit, I want to go with Holtby. I really want to go with Holtby right now. So assistant coach rotates goalie. I'm going to turn that off. We're going to put Holtby in for as long as we can because we need a really big push right now. We need him to be in pretty much every game. So let's make sure Holtby's in. There we go. The American Hockey League system is pretty much the same, so nothing big changed there. So, if you guys were wondering about that. So when we sim, one thing we could talk about is the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs are going to be underway tonight. What is it today? Thursday, April 30th. Pretty excited for that. We got the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers, and we got the Calgary Flames, the Anaheim Ducks. I got to go with the New York Rangers because that's my Stanley Cup pick. I got to go with the Anaheim Ducks. I got to go with the Chicago Blackhawks in the Minnesota series, and I got to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Montreal series. So that's what I'm going with. Those are my picks. So your final four would be the Ducks in Chicago, the Rangers, and the Lightning. And then you're going to have a Stanley Cup final between Chicago and the Rangers. So that's my prediction. But Calgary, man, Calgary's looking pretty good. I don't know. Calgary, I mean, they're looking pretty intimidating. They are looking pretty good. I mean, like they've been the comeback kids all year. So you know what? I'm just gonna. You know what? That didn't really change anything right there, did it? We lost a bunch in a row. Yeah. Oh fuck. It's not changing anything yet. Assistant coach rotates goalie. You know what? I'm just going to throw it on. I want to talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs, so I don't want to have to keep going back and forth. So, yeah. Oops. Why did I clicked on that again? Okay, I thought I hit the off button there for a sec on the goalie rotation. So anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. I want to talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs, so I don't necessarily want to be flipping goalies back and forth. All right, there we go. I just tried it for a little bit there, and it didn't really work. A bunch of losses. So we're just going to go with the trade deadline. And, of course, if there's any more trades that you guys would like me to do, if there's any depth trades or anything like that, because, I don't think top 6 trades are going to do anything for us at this point. We got to hope with what we got right now. I really do think that. Unless there's any depth trades that you guys want, you can let me know in this video, and we can do it at the trade deadline in the next episode, because normally I look at the trade deadline in this episode, right, because I normally don't do that many moves, but for this one I'll make an exception because we might want to make some moves, so we won't do the trade deadline this. So ooh, what's this? What is this? So an unsigned defenseman, 70 overall, 3.5 star, and my 2016 second round pick for their first round pick. It's never a bad thing to have some first round picks. This guy might become something decent, but we're going to get a first round pick. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Why not, right? Why not? So we got Winnipeg's first round pick now. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that, but whatever. I'm doing what I want to do right now. Right now. I listened to the comments. I got the players that you guys said we needed, were the type of players, like better top 6 defense, better bottom 6. Didn't listen to the top 6 thing yet. I think, I don't think that's going to do much. I think this season we're pretty fucked by the looks of it right now. I don't think anything can fix this right now. We just have to go on a huge winning streak. Because this is flat out pathetic. Here, let's stop the sim. We're 20, 20, and 3. So let's stop the sim, see where we've been since we started. So we start here, so that would be a few losses there, more losses, a couple wins. Oh, you know what? We're going somewhere. We're getting somewhere now. We're starting to win. Starting to win a bit here. I love how I say that. It's like a loss. Come on, boys. Come on, like really, we gotta win. We gotta win more games. Oh my god, this is so bad. Oh man. Wow. It's funny because this happened to me in the Minnesota GMO. Do you guys remember that? I made the playoffs in year 1. I didn't make it in year 2, and then I won the Stanley Cup in year 3. It's looking really similar to that. Very similar. There's nothing we can do. I can change up the lines right now, but I'm not sure if it's going to really do much. So let's see who's on the All-Star team. So we got Ryan, Crosby, and Voracek there sitting on that first line. We got Tavares, Stamkos, and Zetterberg sitting on the second line. We have Marchand, Bukestad, and Skinner on the third line. And finally, for the fourth line, we have Hartnell, Ennis, and Van Riemsdyk. Moving on to the defensive categories, we have Jelena and Subban. Jelena's an 87 overall, wow. We got Yandel and Green, so Mike Green made the All-Star team off of our team, there you go, off the Capitals. And then we got Gardner and Ehrhoff. And, of course, in nets, you have Carey Price and Tuukka Rask in the Eastern Conference. So now we move over to the West. And we have Hall, Kopitar, and Perry. All right. Second line here, we have Parise, Sagan, and Gaborik. Third line, we have Neal, Duchesne, and McKinnon. So 2 Colorado players right there. Dynamic duo. Then we got Henrik Sedin, Logan Couture, and Anthony Duclair on the fourth line. 81 overall, making the All-Star team. All right. So we got Keith and Weber there on the first defensive line. We got Giordano and Pietrangelo. And then we got Sekera and Myers. And in nets, we have Devin Dubnyk and Corey Crawford. So, for this last bit of sim, let's see if we can change the lines and see if anything happens, right? See if we can do anything. I'm just curious to see where Burakovsky is. 25 points. And Ovechkin's 41. It's a really struggling year. Yeah. This is a very difficult time, man. Very difficult time. Fuck. You know what? Just because this isn't working out right now, we're going to move Burakovsky back down just to where he was. I thought that would kind of give us a spark. It really hasn't so far. So we'll try that. And we'll see where that takes us. Oh, I got to change the power play too then. So let's see where that takes us. I really hope that changes something at least. So let's go to the trade deadline. Remember, I'm not going to skip it or go over the trade deadline, mainly because we might want to do some trades. But if we're looking like a playoff team by trade deadline, we'll probably do more trades. But if we're not, well, probably not. Probably not many trades if we're not a playoff team. Unless we really want to get rid of Brooks like now. You know? This isn't looking good at all. Nothing is going to fix this team. I have a strange feeling that the only thing that's going to fix this team is the team. They just got to play it out. So we better scout really well because we're going to have some good picks in the draft. There's the trade deadline. So anyway, let's continue our talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs because looks like we're not even going to be there with the Capitals. So let's talk about something where Washington, in reality, they are in the playoffs, but in the simulation, it looks like we're not going to be there. So let's talk about that. So the Rangers, you know what? This is a really tough matchup for the Rangers, the Capitals. I feel like the Capitals are a pretty good team this year. I think they have it in place what they've been lacking over the past couple seasons, and that's a really strong goaltender. I mean, Hope he is a good goaltender, and he's been really good for the past couple years, but I think this year he's elevated his game to the point where they are a team that can take on the Rangers, but I still think the Rangers will just be able to shut down Ovechkin, and they'll probably come out in 6 games or 7. I feel like that's how it'll work. When it comes to the Anaheim Ducks, I just think they'll mow down Calgary really easy. But again, Calgary's that comeback kids, that underdog team, right? They seem to be doing it all year. So you can't count them out. Minnesota and Chicago is really difficult for me. in a sense that Minnesota looks like they're strong, but I feel like Chicago's just stronger. So I was kind of, is Minnesota really the underdog? Not really. Is Chicago the underdog? Of course not. So that was really tough to pick, so I picked Chicago. Tampa Bay and Montreal. I thought Ottawa was going to win originally, but Tampa Bay should get right through Montreal, honestly. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you look, Montreal lost all 5 games to Tampa Bay this year. Tampa Bay outscored them 21-8. Hopefully the regular season stats actually mean something. I know a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't mean anything, it's just the regular season, it doesn't mean anything compared to the playoffs. And it's like, well, technically it does, because they played them 5 times, Tampa Bay's played Montreal 5 times, and Tampa Bay has beat them all 5 times. So to me, that says they know how to beat them. They should be able to beat them unless Montreal elevates its game. I don't remember the last time that, Montreal and Tampa Bay played each other in the regular season. Maybe it was before the trade deadline. I don't know. I don't remember. So the team may look a little different, Montreal. They've got some new players there, so maybe they'll change the dynamic. But I don't exactly remember, right? So anyway, yeah, that's just my spiel on the playoffs. So the record here for the Capitals, 29, 27, and 6. I'm pretty sure we lost 27 regulation games all of last year. And we've already hit that point now, so we're on that brink right there. It looks like this is just not going to be our year, really. We are one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, if not the NHL. We are down there in the NHL standings. That's really disappointing. But anyway, 29, 27, and 6, not looking good. We could try to trade Brooks Laich in the next episode. We could try just to unload Cap, because it's looking like we're not going to make the playoffs unless we go on a miraculous run. So, yeah, let's just go over the stats and everything like that, and I'll end this episode. You guys will leave your suggestions as to what we should do. It's looking like at this point the best thing for us to do is just to stay the same. We just change nothing except maybe, trade some players that we're not going to want next year. We do it now. Like for example, that's a huge contract. He being the main focus. We just stay where we are. We are in 6th last. We're in 24th place. We can get a top pick here. So maybe we should just do it, right? Maybe we should just keep it. The Winnipeg Jets are up there. Unless they get eliminated in the playoffs early, they're going to have a really good pick. Or a decent pick, right? So it'll be like 20, so that's pretty good. It's looking like at this point we should just stick to losing. I don't think we're going to get better, like I said, unless it's a miraculous run. So we should just stick with this top pick, right? So goals for, we are 23rd in the NHL with 159. Goals against in the NHL, we are 12th with 161, which is actually relatively close to the top. It's just we're not scoring, so we know what we're going to have to work on next year, right? It's going to be focused on goal production. Power play, really bad. 26 in the NHL. Hasn't changed much. Oh, look at that. The penalty kill hasn't changed much either. 27th, 79, or 78.2, sorry. Not 79.2, 78. Home record, away record, really shit. We're shit at home ice. We are shit on home ice. We are 7-1-2 in our last 10 games, though. So maybe that's showing that we can still pull this off. You never know. Right now, it's looking like we're going to be losing. Maybe not. Like I said, our whole game plan really depends on how the rest of the year goes. Our off-season game plan. Where are we in the American Hockey League? We're in the middle of the pack. Alright. So let's take a look at the stats. We moved a lot of lines around. We made some trades. I think Stone, I think he'll be back next year just because we can get a good contract for him. And Brandon Sutter will definitely be back next year because I think he was the best trade of the series so far, to be honest. I really do think he was the best trade of the series thus far. Just because it was for Chimera and a second, which wasn't that much. So, Ovechkin, Leads the team 59 points, almost a point per game. All right. Then we got Green and Backstrom and Johansson. Burakovsky's down there in the second line. He seems to be doing a lot better there. Kuznetsov. We got Glenn Cross, Sutter's there. Carlson, Stone. You know, we have a lot of good players in this team. We have a lot of evenly distributed point totals. The problem is they're just not. It's not a high total. I mean, our leading goal scorer has 24 goals. That's not that much, really. We have 20 games left, and Ovechkin is nowhere near 53. He's going to be a point per game. He's probably going to have 78 points or something. He's only going to hit 30 goals, 35 maybe, I guess. That's not good enough. But we do have a lot of plus players, but we don't have that many minus players. We have some players just on the line between plus and minus right there, near the even, right there near the even category. But we have some pretty high plus players, like Mike Reed's plus 26. That's pretty high. So we go to goaltending now. So Peter's numbers are horrible. Holtby's got some really good numbers, goals against average and save percentage wise. It's just the team in front of him isn't scoring. That's our biggest problem. I'm gonna write this down. So year 2 biggest problem. Our biggest weakness was the inability to score. Really, it was. It was the inability to score. And, nothing's going to change that now. You guys can say trade for, top 6 forwards again. I really don't think it would work. It would have worked at the beginning of this episode, before I even record this. If I trade it for a top 6 forward, I really doubt it would do much. I think that shit should be saved for the offseason. Especially how deep we are into this. I think it's just time that, and like I've said this 2 or 3 times already in this episode, unless it's a miraculous turnaround, we're just going to have to go with it and get that top pick and maybe make some more trades in the offseason, right? So, anyway, let me know your opinions in the comments below. It's not looking good for the Washed Capitals here, 29, 27, and 6. Not that good. Looks like we're not going to make the playoffs. Again, unless there's a miraculous run. But, yeah. Let me know what you think. I'm going to end it here. There it is, statistics. So, yeah, look at that. We'd have to win 19 games. We have to go 19-0-1 to have the same totals as last year. So, good luck with that. So, there you guys go. That is it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one where we do the trade deadline, which I would normally done now, but of course I want your suggestions. And then we finish up the year and look at the stats and everything like that. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.